So we're live. So what I was
Yeah.
saying,
Hmm.
uh, remember that story that had been trending for a while about Jay Z, a relative of his asked him for about $4,800,
Yeah.
and she said
I
no.
didn't read it. I just read it from other people.
He just said no. So people are castigating him. That is small money, nini, nini. But
Mm.
for one, we don't know the history. How much money had he given this guy before, and he screwed up? And then the issue of black tax, whereby just because we have some relations, I call them reproductive coincidences. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are reproductive coincidences because your dad got married to someone, my dad got
Yeah.
married to someone, then we are related. They're just coincidences. Maybe our
Mm.
mindset are different, our style of thinking is different. Then you
Yeah.
are shackled together by this thing called family. And you may be a drunkard, a fool, even a thief, robber, rapist. And
Correct.
I have to now I'm shackled to you. Now you want to tether. Now my prosperity has to be part of your prosperity when you've done
Mm.
nothing for me. So some guys were castigating him. That but somebody asked. In fact, I was agreeing. Do you know the history between these two?
Exactly. We
Huh,
are just getting a news bite of it.
huh.
So it's, yeah, definitely. I mean, this black tax has really, and I think it's the thing with Africa. The other day, which space was I in? Or which? There's always talk, and I think this is always evident in an African setting
Shut up.
or
Huh.
Africa. There'll always be talk of let's unite together as Africans. Um, there'll be and we always talk that socially as Africans we like those family get-togethers. We know our cousins, but for some reason this unity that we always talk of and we say of it with quite a lot of pride, particularly when we're in a Western setting where it's very individualistic. We've not seen this unity coming together in a productive sense. And I always say probably for the white people, as much as they are seen to be very individualistic, they have created mechanism, probably legal mechanisms of
Hold on,
partnerships.
Kidogo. I've just received a message from Sharif Mustafa. He's telling
Yes.
me that live chat is not available.
Ah, and I don't know why. Yes, I was also realizing that I'm not seeing anything. I'm seeing someone is logged in.
Uh,
Um, I don't know if it is my setting. This could be something with YouTube.
uh,
Uh, Um, let me even check. Let me check online.
uh-huh.
Um, I mean, normally with live chat,
uh.
moder- it's okay. Moderation activity is now hidden. This includes live chat. Seems okay. Okay, got it. I think it's come back. Yeah,
You
I
do
can
what?
see now.
That's good now. I'm a Nipa feedback. It's good now. Yeah, it's okay. I've seen it.
Good. Yeah. So
So
anyway, I was just saying, why is it that our unity that we always profess of, and we talk of Africa unite together. For me, I
unity,
find those
unity.
hollow.
You see, when you talk of
Mhm.
unity, okay, let's
Yes.
let's look at it literally. Let's say you want to join two pieces of metals. You'll weld it, correct?
Yes.
So the
Yes.
uniting factor is the weld. And if it is a car, those components are being welded to form a car, right?
Yes. Yes. Gone. Gone.
Now, and look at things like glue. weld, that envelope, you'll put glue to fold it. So the glue is the uniting factor, and the common goal is for an envelope that is sealed. That is the common goal. So now,
Mm.
this unity of ours, what is the uniting factor?
They'll probably try to hold on to that
Are
reproductive.
you
What
are
did you call
you
it?
are you uniting? Are we combining our creativity? I bring my creativity, you bring yours. Something pops out. If it's athletics, I'm a runner, you are a boxer. Can we combine so that we have our own body to protect our rights, or a body that is comprised of agents who can source good deals for us in the
Mhm.
boxing sphere, or whatever it's called? Those are the uniting aspects, so that we get good deals from our from our craft. Or we are, let's say we are professional boxers or athletes based in the diaspora. We are united in pooling resources in setting up industries in our home country, because now we are professionals, we are making millions of dollars. So a uniting factor is like that thing we talked of the cottage, the county-based cottage industry. We want to come back and ensure that in each of our counties there's a very huge cottage industry. So that is what is bringing us together. So ours, you are uniting for what? It's like you are welding pieces of metal together, but you don't know what you are building. Can you imagine that? When kwa fundi wa chuma, he's welding metals together, very busy. But you tell him, what are you building? No idea. So this unity, you are uniting. Okay, what are we doing?
That's
Like there's a
true,
certain
and I
there's a certain
that's,
WhatsApp group
yeah,
which I intentionally archived it. These guys are always contributing money. I see that they're contributing. I'm look, yes, they are. Then the next time they made a contribution, uh, I got into a bit of a verbal exchange with my mother about it. In fact, they said they are now contributing money to put a slab, money for a slab and a party for my grandfather who died in 1986. I was like, really? 1986?
and
Even
I think that's actually,
the bones have become boom. And
and
no no
it's
harm done.
coming up.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
But in the current financial environment, are you not better off putting that money into some enterprise that will lift you people up? So
that's
I
true.
got I got
Very
into an
true.
exchange with people. Hey, hey,
Mhm.
you should not be told. Well, listen, this guy, no, he died in, yeah, he died in 86 when I was in my first year of nursery. Now we are putting the slab, and people traveled from Mombasa to Western, and what I was like, I. Then the con games. Someone told me that they spent 200,000 shillings on the slab. Like 200,000. Fuck. I was about to tell you, Sinipatie 200K, I make you a shareholder in zero.
Ish. Just look at, actually look, and it's good you bring up that aspect of death,
Mm.
because now I'm beginning to now actually see it, because Africa, we seems, and I say Africa, probably the black man in general, we seem caught up with sentimentalism. You know,
Yeah.
the only people that sometimes you can be in a setting and people say, "Oh, you didn't say hi to me." Yes, and I know it's courteous and it's good to, break the ice by trying to create that connection. Um, but we probably that go into small talk far too long, get into these sentimental aspects far too long. It's the same thing with that aspect you're just sharing of people coming together to build a slab for your dead grandfather. I mean, the reality is he is dead, and that money is of more useful to someone who is alive than, than your dead grandfather. Not to disrespect him, but his time on
No,
this
no
world,
problem. I have no
and I
issue
guess
with
that's,
him. You see
yes,
now, but
you give him his due respect,
yeah,
and that's a thing, because that's, I'm coming back now even to that aspect of unity, because the unity we talk of, again, it's premised on those sentimentalism aspect,
and
but not
eating.
on anything active. Eating, so we come together, yes, as a family, it's good to bond together. But actually, somebody once told me this, and probably this leads to that sort of philosophy that Kibe has on, we're only friends because we do business with one another. And that's so true. I mean, Brian, me and you, we didn't know each other the last year or so. But we've now built a friendship because there's something we are building together. There's something we are working or collaborating together that brings us together.
Actionable.
And I learned this also. There's an old person, I don't know if I read it somewhere or somebody once told me. He was sharing how uh, in his family, now that all of them have become adults, they have all grown apart. Everyone has gone on to start their own family. And that's bound to happen because their priorities now are the nuclear family that they are running or heading. You become almost, even if you're a brother or a sibling, you become more of like an extended family. His
Yeah.
immediate family is his priority. And that will inadvertently cause them to grow apart. So if there's nothing that brings them as siblings together, probably they are working on a project together, probably there's something productive that they are doing together, then that aspect of them growing apart is definitely going to happen. You probably live in different cities, live in different countries, you're now
Goals,
focused on
careers
your
are different.
own career. That is going to happen. Distance, time,
Mm.
uh, all these things will cause that division to happen, and you find you probably I start gravitating more to probably colleagues at work, the friends that you see almost on a weekly basis, either for a drink or something, more than your own family. That's bound to happen. It's just, that's just the way things are. So I think when people put this unity thing, it's a very hollow thing. It sounds good, I know. Let's unite as Africa. No, let's
Unity is
figure
okay.
out
Unity is
us
okay,
together
but
in
the
active
unity
sense.
must have a target.
Yes,
Like in a football team, the unifying factor is scoring goals. That's it. In a football team, what is you bringing them together is to put that goal in the other net. Now, when you want to say Africa unite, okay, no problem. I have no problem in unity. I would like to mix with people. Okay, what are we doing? Unite. Are you uniting? Okay, you can say let us unite so that we can limit the importation of this entity. Can we, for starters, assemble it on our own? Now we are talking.
exactly. And now we can start talking of what skill sets are you bringing? Okay, we want to bring in Brian Juma because he brings the engineering concept. We want to bring Sharif Mustafa because he brings in the sales and marketing concept. We want to bring in someone else because bringing is bringing something tangible on the table.
Hmm.
And then also that unity has to be built on a set of values,
Yes,
values of integrity. That's why now people say you are gravitate to your own tribe, to a tribe of people that align with your own values.
yes,
So I come together with a Brian Ngudi Juma, I come together with a Sharif Mustafa, because there's a set of values that now we have as a tribe, as this new tribe we are creating. We know, we don't tolerate lies. We know we don't tolerate dishonesty. We know we don't tolerate somebody slacking up, all those kind of things. So that's a unity we should be calling upon, not just unity for the sake of, yes, we
eating
are
meat,
Africans. We are,
roasting
let's unite.
whatever people roast, and then Sorry for this one. Today is a crazy day.
But
So,
we have a short
funny
time.
enough, these
I suggest
some of these.
we have a short live so that you
Huh?
can get some time to rest.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just a minor allergy. I've taken meditation. So, um, uh, then some of these families things. Normally they start well. Then in between an argument pops up, especially when people get drunk and they can now speak freely. Oh, kwanza nilikuwa natuibia nyumbani kwetu sijui nini nini. Weird stuff. That shows there's no unity. What has brought you together is the food. And once the food gets in the stomach, the uniting factor is gone. So you
Yeah.
have to calm people down. Oh, usiongee hivi, huyu ni ndugu yako, sijui nini. A lot of weird stuff coming out, and it's a complete waste. And in fact, it pushes people further apart. That's why when you hear that we are approaching the time for the family get together, there's a lot of tension because last year it was a mess. People are thinking of somebody now thinks of a reason of not to go. Some even avoid going altogether because there's no bond there. Hmm? You as an IT guy, you want to sit somewhere and people talk to you about, hey, there's this software that is making this and this more efficient. There are these guys who are now doing hardware assembly in Kenya, blah blah blah. You can get these products cheaply because so and so nowadays is importing them in bulk and assembling. Now that is the talk that Andrew Mutu wants to hear. But we get there, mzuri, ni mseo, hii mvua imekataa siku hizi, hii mbaazi tulivuna haikutoka vizuri. And
The usual.
you're like,
And I mean, definitely there is power in the coming together and probably those ties that we have, probably be they familiar ties or whatever they might be. But I think where we've not understood well on that coming together is I like this. I just
yeah,
got a
that's
little
nice. That's catchy. Your vibe
yeah,
attracts you.
right. I like that. I'm gonna take that, man. Yeah, so it's basically us figuring out how to create productive,
Mm.
to be very logical, to be very disciplined, because the sentimentalism is, I think, is what holds us back. And Africans, the black man in general is known for that. I mean, there is value probably in the initial, as I said, breaking of the ice. It's the same way like when you meet a friend, you
Yeah,
sort of don't shoot straight into
no,
business. You
introduction.
try to create a bond of sorts,
Mm.
and it's based on, oh yeah, how is weather, or could be asking you about family, but not to
That's
be
just the
stuck in that,
icing.
not
That's
going
just the
beyond
icing.
that. Just
That
the
is the
icing.
yeah.
Exactly. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting, as black men. It's good you brought that aspect of Jay-Z. And was it, you said it was what, a cousin or something?
A cousin of him. He wanted $4,800. The guy say, hey, fuck off. So we do not know how many times this guy had asked for money for weird projects and they went
Exactly.
sideways. Hmm? We don't know the story behind it. So that is a form of black tax where, because of our reproductive coincidences, my prosperity is now your prosperity. How? Are you contributing? That is why I was reading an article about why, uh, when somebody attains billionairehood, he limits the people around him because he'll want people who will contribute to that billionairehood and he'll contribute to their billionairehood or aspiring billionairehood. But no one wants to. Even at your level, do you want to hang around people who are always siphoning money from you? No.
No.
Some case like the cheapest item in my house, what is it? Salt. Just because I can afford a lot of salt, do I go around splashing it all over? It's cheap. Mwaga kila mali. No. It's all about accountability. Because if you cannot take care of the pennies and the dollars, what is going to happen if you can't take care of the hundreds? What about the thousands and the millions and the billions? There's an attitude. These are guys who have built their wealth through a lot of discipline, and the discipline is applicable at every level, at $10 level, $100 level, $1,000 level, $1,000,000. The discipline is the common denominator. So what Jay-Z was doing was simply applying that same discipline. $1,000, $100, $1. The discipline is the same. It's like
Yeah.
driving. You don't say that because you are negotiating a corner, you become more attentive than when you are going uphill. Your attention while driving the car is the denominating factor, is the common factor. Can't say because I'm now going downhill, I can start typing a message, chewing sugarcane compared to when I'm taking a corner or something like that. So the discipline is the compounding factor. So Jay Z simply applied the discipline. And you never know, maybe the guy had come up with a series of Kokamemi projects which went sideways, and the guy was like, I'm not spending a single coin on this fool again.
And let's talk about a little bit about giving, and because the giving aspect, particularly when you talk of black tax, it's very manipulative because you're doing it sometimes you do it not willingly. Deep inside you, if somebody was to ask you, do you really want to give that money? And maybe and the money, I guess $4,000, even for Jay-Z, it's a nothing. I mean, that's a drop in the ocean. This guy is worth what? Is a billionaire. I think so. Eh?
He's
Is Yeah, he's a billionaire. So 4,000 is nothing bagger. I mean, that's probably what he spends on a night out taking his wife. So, because I remember this happened to me actually. Was it? No, it was last year, late last year in December. When I went home, some cousin of mine called me, and I don't know how he knew that I was in Kenya at the time. This guy, but I think probably what he was doing, because the first time when he called, and then
mm,
it's like he was flashing. And I guess probably what he was trying to figure out is to hear the tone. You can
the
know a
tone,
tone of somebody.
cross
Yeah,
border,
there's a
and
tone
within.
when you're within country and when you're roaming. So probably when he realized, he probably was just trusting. When he realized I was in the country, he then called back a few minutes later, and he gave me this sob story of, he doesn't have a job and whatever. He wanted me to send him, even inserted his wife there. I said, don't even send to me, send
Yeah.
to my wife then, so that it seems like it's saying, so that I don't see it as him just walking me away.
Mm,
But you know what?
yeah.
I would have given him that 1,000 and it wouldn't have felt as anything to me. But I realized, no, if I do it, I'm feeding this same problem.
Yeah.
I told him, no, and don't ever call me again for that kind of stupid shit. That guy has never called me ever again. So he knows calling Andrew is a no-go zone.
Yeah.
Because I know everything he calls me for is all bullshit. It's all
Even giving
bullshit.
giving you his wife's number. What for?
What for? I mean, that's his wife. It's got nothing to do with me. Why would I send to his wife? I would rather send to him because that's the person I know. His wife, I don't know. I mean, I meet her in the family meetups, but it ends there.
Mm,
So anyway, it's that aspect of, and sometimes extends even beyond family to friends, where you're beholden or you feel like,
like some
because
people can
sometimes,
people can
or it
like
could trying to buy people to like you, thinking that people will like you.
That is wrong. When you have that, you are now wronging yourself. Why should you do that?
Exactly. It's
Why are you seeking to be liked?
exactly, yeah.
Hmm?
I mean, I say this because even for me, at some point, I think that's. I mean, you don't want to be seen as a bad person, so it's those kind of things, and it's just
The
pathetic.
only
It's pathetic.
people who should you should be the only people whose uh, opinion about you should matter are your clients.
Exactly.
Bas.
The people who are going to put
Yeah,
money in your
yeah.
pocket.
The rest,
and
ah,
and
my friend,
and their feedback is mostly because of a product or a service you're giving them.
yes,
It's not even some kind of a personal kind of feedback.
no,
It's about your service or your
yes.
product.
So those are the ones who matter. The rest, ah, my friend, weka ndani ya kabati huko. You can just peep in there to see what is going on, but wait, your opinion means
Exactly.
these are what we call neutral entities. They don't take away, they don't add anything. So you have to know how to place people. Otherwise, these are the same people who will be celebrating your downfall.
Oh yes,
Oh, alienda
100%.
Rwanda akalemewa na amerudi Kenya. Si nilikwambia hiyo kampuni yake itaanguka. That's the talk
Mhm.
they use. Hmm?
That's true.
Hmm.
That's very true.
So, hmm. So I support Jay Z. This is an individual who has grinded his way to the top. So the best way, you grind to the top and stand next to him, or at least show some effort that you are grinding to some point also, and there's actually a recognizable, detectable, actionable outcome to your grind. That's why this is something I realized when dealing with some, I think, venture capitalists. They want to see progress. What have you done with what you have? If you just appear here, this is say this is venture capital. This is not charity. If you want charity, there's a place to go. This is not charity. We want to be sure that if we give you our resources, they are safe. So I normally say, grind recognizes grind. If I
Yeah.
don't see the grind in someone,
Yeah. Nice game.
yeah,
That's true.
grind
100%.
recognizes grind. One hard worker will recognize another hard work. You do not say,
And
don't,
mm,
don't
yeah, go on,
expect
go on.
a housefly to be in the same place with a bee. Hmm? A bee is in a hive, grinding away. A housefly is in a sewage pit. These are two completely incompatible entities.
Mhm.
So you are grinding, you are the bee. Someone comes with the housefly vibe. You're like, hi, chief. Hii yako hii is too much. Hii haingiani. The best I can give you, labda nikuonea huruma, nikupe fare ya kurudi kule umetoka na uende kabisa, because these are the people who poison your mind. You find yourself operating on a budget of bailing people. People will mess up. No, Andrew yuko bwana. People can act irresponsibly. Sharif Mustafa yuko US. That's my boy bwana. Vipi bwana? Nimekwama mahali bwana, sijui nini nini nini. You become like a dusty doormat. That's the biggest disaster that can ever befall a man. You being a doormat. The people can screw around knowing that Andrew is there. Can you imagine that disaster? Can you imagine the level of irresponsibility being cultivated, knowing that they can fuck up and Andrew is there?
Mm. Sharif Mustafa. Money seen laughing emojis. I'm wondering.
Then
The
Mustafa is having
was,
one hell of an evening. He's rolling on the floor laughing.
Sharif Mustafa, by the way, you should join this live.
Now we should set up
The moment
let it be having three people here so that you don't have this
yeah,
same
I think
old.
I'm gonna invite uh, Sharif. If you want to join, I've sent a link right there
That's a
so
link.
you can join and tell us where are you? You're in Ohio or
He's
which?
in Ohio.
He's in Ohio, eh? Okay.
But sasa umeweka link kwa public comment, anybody coming in ataingia. Umepeana kifunguo kwa kila mtu bwana.
What toy, by the way? Can I delete it?
Should put him in his inbox or something. Hapo umepeana master key mtaani.
Anyway, let's see. Haikuwagi na watu wengi sana, so
the thing is this, it's very easy to create a culture of irresponsibility like this. It's very easy.
Yeah. There was another thought you are talking, okay. But I seem to have lost it. There's something you had when you're in the middle of your point. There's something I thought of, and anyway, let's continue. It will come to me.
This is how we have a very large group of irresponsible characters, because they know very well that no matter what happens, Andrew is there. We want watatuokolea, so you can do whatever you want. So that's how it is, man.
Yeah, I remember when we had this discussion of black tax one time. I think it was with Mark Duke a while back. We were reacting actually to one of those convos on Kibe morning Twitter Spaces, and I remember the other people that perpetuate this black tax thing are those, that star of the family that goes out, either gets a great job, becomes an expert out there. So he's a key guy that everyone looks up to. And because of, partly it is also his or her ego that drives this. Because he wants to be seen as the key person. He never says no. He wants to be seen as the alpha. When you see me come home with my big 4x4 and everything, you guys should just bow.
Probably hired.
Yeah, so they want one to keep up with those appearances. They want one to be seen as the main star of the family. So they never say no to some of this, which most of them, I bet 95 or 99.9% of them are just usually bullshit. They keep feeding them. Somebody calls them, hey, let's give us this. Hey, this has happened. Hey, whatever. You're encouraging the laziness back home.
You see,
all to feed.
That is a serious psychiatric, what I call it, psychological failure. If you are relying on people up country once a year to give you a sense of fulfillment, you belong in Madari. You are not looking for clout among your peers. You're looking for rock bottom. It's like a lion trying to be dominant among goats. Of course, the goats will agree with everything the lion says.
That's a good analogy. That's true.
Huh?
So you're actually, in some sense, you're downgrading yourself because you're placing.
If you're a lion, look for dominance among other lions. Don't go look for domestic herbivores, which are obviously going to be slaughtered on Christmas Day. That's wrong. That is a psychotic issue. You should be locked up in Madari or something. Lute family, karibu sana. It's been a while. Karibu. This is Free Flow Saturday home edition.
Today's the home edition. Hey, Paul Mzee. Get over it.
We saw Jaon. Sasa kama like what is happening in Palestine, somebody is announcing Miza inaanguka and it keeps on going. Hakuna shida. As we can see, another missile has crashed behind us and tunatangaza matangazo tu. Hakuna shida yote.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else has been happening in your neck of hoods? What's been happening in at the river?
At the
What's been
rivers,
happening?
it's practically there's nothing interesting about it. But then again, as men, we do not look for things interesting. We do those daily boring activities that build something bigger. Like mine is simply accumulating money to upgrade that bike. See, it is that
Yes.
aspect of I find it very feminine when somebody asks you, "How are you?" Tumeboeka tu hapa tu. And I normally say, if boredom is such a big deal to you, there's a possibility that you may actually die of boredom. That's very simple. It's a very simple cure. Go collect stones, throw them at a police station. You'll have a fantastic, interesting day. In fact, if to make it better, go with a motorbike to police station, throw them, throw stones, and take off, zoom off bike. The car chase will be monumental. Beautiful.
Maybe you won't come back alive.
But boredom was a big deal to you. So ulisema boredom
Yeah.
inakusumbua. Kufa. Yeah. Sorry, Mustafa, thanks. The Athi River demolitions. So many houses went
Yeah.
down. Then the governor declared witchcraft over the president. Wow. Yeah, the
That was
governor.
so pure. I saw another
Yes,
picture of
she
her and
actually, she
Kalonzo in a
actually
church.
did a
saying
speech
they are
with
praying
this.
for those
You know, in
people.
Kamba, you are a Kamba, when you do
Wait,
this, that means
we
something's
are
about to
working on
go
you.
down.
We are throw a Kakoteo on your way.
Uh, mm, mm.
And then
So,
later on, I saw her somewhere in a church. I think there was a picture of her and Kalonzo at apparently praying for the families that lost. What will prayer do for those guys? I mean, that's
so
so pure. She
for the
probably
victims
is.
is prayer, for the government is witchcraft.
Exactly.
Everyone with their weapons. Uh-huh.
On your own. And think about it, because this was a well crafted campaign of these corrupt land grabbers and sellers, because they
Yeah.
grab a piece of which is public, then market it out there for unsuspecting Kenyans, and then sell it. We saw those pictures of the person who was, telling people that once they get a piece of land, they need to
Build
also
something.
constructing and whatever. Just
Mm.
imagine. And we know this happens everywhere. I mean, what perturbed me more was I didn't see, as much as the government, pull down those structures, and they had every right to do it because this is public land,
Yeah.
and these were illegal structures, so that had illegally bought those lands.
Mm.
I didn't see them doing anything to go after those people, because if we had a picture of somebody who was said to have been selling land to unsuspecting buyers, that person really needs to be held accountable. And
But
this is
there's
a
always
sad,
a money.
yeah.
There's always a money trail. I don't know why people like these Vitimbi and comedy shows, and there's always a money trail.
100%.
The,
Exactly.
the
Actually,
government has the government has access to everyone's money trail. Even me with my small money, the government knows how much I'm spending per month over the. They know. So it's the
100%. Actually, that's one of the ways to investigate. And I mean,
well,
this is not to say that they need to compensate the people that fell for that scam, because it's a scam.
mm,
It's a loss to those people,
mm,
and they'll never get back the money they lost in buying the land, putting up those nice mansionettes there. But the very least, there should be some justice done to ensure
mm,
that this does not continue. But there's going to be now another precedent. So, as you said, there's a money trail. Where were they
mm,
sending this money? Because this was big chunks of money. They must have wired it to a bank account. Who are the owners of that bank account? Who are the owners of those businesses? Who are the directors? Eh? The guy we saw on video,
yeah, who is
apparently,
he?
actually, that video was shared by DCI.
Ah,
DCI was sharing it to say that people are warned early enough that they could see this was scammers, but DCI
mm.
did nothing. So, are we a government or a society that condones scamming and then people getting taken advantage of? I mean, this is so weird.
Mm.
Get some of those videos because um, it's sad that the government did nothing.
Yeah, because uh, find the money trail, recover the money from whoever took it, put him in prison, and return the money to these guys. Plain and simple. But then again, we know this is Kenya. It is not plain and simple. What is simple to me and you is a very complex. In fact, I'm very sure if the names behind that thing were brought up, that list will shock you. It's like
I want to
some time
find
back.
that even the
Uh,
governor
mm,
behind the scenes could have been
yeah,
part of this. You had to. She's
right.
been area. It's an area she knows very well.
Yeah,
She's actually at the river.
uh, it reminds me of some time back. This car, Discovery One or Two. Someone parked it in River Road long time ago. Then he came back. One wheel cap is stolen, and at that time they were being sold by CMC, whereby you have to buy one full set at 50,000. So katika ile pilika pilika, they found someone who's willing to sell them one wheel cap at 3,500. So the guy buys it, is very happy, overjoyed. Ah, good deal. Drives back home, park, wakes up in the morning. Is when he looks at that wheel cap clearly. That is his own wheel cap. You've bought your own wheel cap for 3,500 shillings.
Yeah.
So don't be shocked by this stuff. The people are making noise, prayer meetings and uchawi and whatnot, and plus maombi. They be the people in the list. You mean
That shows.
the
Mhm.
administration of this area was not aware that people are building in public land?
And I bet even those land buyers, probably
Uh,
to some degree, knew that was grabbed land. I wouldn't be
probably,
surprised. They of
probably.
course took a chance, maybe because they got it at a good rate.
Uh,
It's in a prime location. Because you're thinking, hey, I don't know how much they were buying these plots of land, but I would imagine it was fairly in an affordable manner, affordable rate. Um, but because of our greed, and you see, that's the thing that government needs. If they were to follow this through in terms of one, trying to find who are the guys behind selling of this public land. Yes, the people who bought were scammed. But
and
true,
then
we want also
when you are
to
building
ensure
a
that
house, are there
yes,
not some government documentation you need?
they are there. That's the other thing. So that shows how corrupt the whole system is. No,
Hmm.
you're correct. It's good you also highlighted that because they must have gotten, they need permits for those kind of things. How did that local municipality give those permits uh, with this being public land? I'm sure that's part of the due diligence that they need to do. I mean, the
Things
whole
like
thing is crucial.
uh, water supply, power supply. Hmm. We have Jazz Singh. You know him?
I don't know him,
Well,
but
Jazz Singh,
welcome, John.
this is Free Flow Saturday, where we just get online and talk on a variety of topics. That is what the hell's bells is going on here. It's called a Free Flow Saturday. But today, I think we are going to. I think we should close early. My respiratory system is really
Not,
misfiring today. I think I don't know.
no, I
Maybe
I
I
agree.
should
I
go.
think
I should go look for Chantel to give me a massage. An excuse for puniness.
uh,
You know, we tend to look. We need to fight the puniness in us. Like, hey, I've not banged a pussy for a long time.
maybe that's the reason why you're getting a cold, eh? You need to organize those, man. Okay.
I should organize a Chantel to come over and give me a body to
Oh,
body massage. Plus,
yeah.
there's something I call mouth to cock resuscitation to resuscitate the activities.
Even Luton is telling you, I hope your Kaswende heals.
from sucking and licking weird stuff.
Yeah, but
Ah,
anyway, I think
split for curing.
a
Oh
nice
yes.
have a big split to cure respiratory system.
Oh
What is a
yes.
big split?
Weed. Weed. The spliff is a weed.
Oh, okay.
Herbal cigarettes. Herbal cigarettes.
Have a big spliff to cure. Yeah, it's kind of like the way they say, yeah, take a whiskey on the rocks. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
get some good Jack Daniels, some
Yeah.
ice, and yeah.
Ah,
But yeah, I think man, I think we'll leave it at that. You go rest. You go get yourself sorted, so that we get you running and with
I think we've done.
no.
I think 46 minutes or so.
Oh, we've done some good amount. Yeah. So
Hey, I'm not.
and
I'm not LGBTQ, man. What the fuck is this jazz thing? LGBT.
who's this?
I don't suck cock. Fuck this, man.
This must be some of those trolls. Cool, man. I think let's call it a day. So
Thank you very much for our Lut
we'll
family
talk.
plus the usual lone wolf audience here. Asante sana. FFS Mafua edition. Sorry for my snorting and sneezing all over, but I think I'll go look for Chantel. Give me a nice massage so that I am
Cool.
back in order in due time.
Yeah,
So,
you'll be good. Be good.
thank you
We'll
very
touch
much.
base.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
bearing with us. So, until next Saturday, when I'll be having a clear nose. Adios.
See ya.